Let's talk monitors. Like most people, I didn't start off my journey into PC gaming with a fully custom built top tier PC with high end peripherals. Heck, I gamed on my 2011 MacBook Air for like 5 years before I finally got a desktop. But after going down the tech rabbit hole and having the opportunity and the time to actually build my own custom PC that's moderately high end, I was left with a bit of a gap in my knowledge. I knew nothing about monitors. Okay, I mean, I had a basic understanding of what 1080p was, but anything other than that was way over my head. So, down the next tech rabbit hole I jumped and started researching monitors and specs and display size until my mind went numb and it all started to sound the same to me. This isn't a comprehensive monitor breakdown from 1080p 60 to 4K 240Hz. This is my review of the monitor that I did end up choosing, and hopefully I can break down that choice for you guys a little bit to see how this may just be the sweet spot between performance and quality that can really help take your game to the next level. I went the Gigabyte G27Q. It's often on sale. Right now it's about $300, which is still on the low end for a high refresh rate monitor, especially one sporting a nice height adjustable stand with a very generous degree of tilt. The construction is very solid. This thing's kind of a chonker, but the stand has a wide stance, so it feels very stable on a desk. For some context, I came from a BenQ 1080p 60Hz IPS display, which is basically your standard office level monitor. No HDR, nothing fancy. I chose the Gigabyte G27Q for a few main reasons. It sports a 2560 by 1440 IPS display, has a maximum refresh rate of 144Hz, it's got onboard USB, HDR 400, and a few other cool features. Now let's unpack some of that jargon real quick. 2560 by 1440 refers to the amount of pixels in the display, so 2560 wide by 1440 tall, or about 3.6 million pixels. And at 27 inches, means you'd be seriously hard pressed to pick out an individual pixel when looking at the screen from a normal distance, while also meaning that it's not too overly demanding on your graphics card to be able to run that resolution. Now the next thing is that it's an IPS display, or in-plane switching technology. I won't get too in depth between the pros and cons of IPS to VA to TN panels. It's pretty complicated, so we'll save that for another video. And by the way, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out our future content. This many of you haven't even subscribed yet. What are you doing? Subscribe, please. Please. But some differences can just be boiled down to your use case and your personal preference. But overall, the general consensus is that IPS is the go-to choice for most people. The onboard USB is pretty handy for plugging in like your keyboard or a webcam that you keep on the monitor, or if your computer isn't right on your desk next to the monitor. And since it's connected to your computer with more than just the display cable or HDMI, it means that you can actually control things like brightness, contrast, or saturation right from your desktop, which is so much easier than the onboard buttons that most monitors have that make you go through the complicated little on-screen menu. The G27Q is certified at HDR 400, which is very much entry level for HDR. Now the 400 refers to the nits of brightness that it can produce, which most people will agree is almost too low for HDR to be super effective. I've personally used it with a few games, and I can say it does look pretty good, especially in brighter, more colorful games. But once you get to a darker on-screen environment, then it kind of starts to lose its brilliance. And last but not least, it's running at 144Hz refresh rate. This is basically FPS for your monitor, or how many times it's able to change every pixel per second. This seriously affects the smoothness of what's on screen, and in my opinion, is what had the biggest improvement over my last 60Hz monitor. I guess one big asterisk for this monitor would be you may not see much of an upgrade over your current setup if you don't have the hardware to actually push what's on screen. Even with my 3060 Ti running a decent overclock, on graphically intensive games, I'm not able to get more than 90 to 100 frames per second if I'm running max settings. Now, I'm not saying that that degrades my overall gaming experience or anything. It's still a heck of a lot better than 60 frames per second. And turning down the eye candy a little bit is also an option. I gave it a dual desk with my wife, and she's still rocking the same BenQ monitor as I had before. And while we're both in game, it's kind of shocking to see the difference in smoothness and clarity between the two monitors. But let's say you don't have next-gen hardware, and you're not trying to play AAA titles at max settings anyways. Even productivity tasks, web browsing, or just using your computer in general is a huge step up when you can view it at this level of smoothness. Scrolling text doesn't appear blurry, and the mouse itself is smooth and easier to control. And I know I'm saying smooth a lot, but that's really the only way I can think to describe it. It wasn't something that I eventually noticed after using the monitor for a while and eventually grew accustomed to. It was more like I plugged the monitor in, turned it on, and was shocked that it had taken me this long to upgrade my display. Bloops! Like most people, I didn't start off my journey into PC gaming with a fully custom built, decked out, top tier, high end, whatever. How many more adjectives could I put in that sentence? But it's comfortable. Fine. Started researching specs and monitors till my eyes turned blue. That's not a saying. Shush. No, it's fine. It sports 20. What? This is hard. What's that? 4 words? Stop laughing. Stop. You're not helping. You're not. I can read it. You won't really. You won't not see it if you can't see it. Sometimes. And you're not trying to play. Stop smiling. But. Hope I didn't spit on the camera lens. It is though. It's like a 2-second memory. Nice. Buy it. It's nice. If you buy it, it's nice. Affiliate link in the description. Buy it. It's nice. Did I say it's smooth? This thing's so smooth. Smooth. Thocky. Yeah. Smooth. Am I done now? Can I go home? Thanks for watching our review of the Gigabyte G27Q gaming monitor. Let us know in the comments below what monitor you guys use. And if you're looking to upgrade, hopefully this helps in your search. Speaking of upgrade, check out our previous video where we go over some PC components that you can actually buy that will hugely level up your gaming performance. Until next time,
bye!